On the schools reopening, the National Coronavirus Command Council and Cabinet have approved the reopening of schools as of June 1, 2020. Independent and public ordinary schools will open even in the metropolitan areas, because there was also some, I have to correct this, misinformation about the fact that some schools, because it came in the Sunday Times, and I don't know where it came from, it possibly is a leaked document of our earlier discussions or projections, that all schools, even in metropolitan schools, that's what our plan, they will reopen when other schools are reopening. And what we are looking at is even going beyond that, but we'll announce going beyond 7 and 12, but we'll announce that later. But what I want to emphasize is that indeed, as we were planning, as much as we were reporting at different times, that schools will reopen on the 1st of June. We will start with grade 7s and 12, but also we will also look at small schools and special schools differently, because we may not be able to use the same measurement for all those other sectors, and we will give details again during the course of the month. So all learners, educators and support staff will receive orientation and training at the start of the school reopening, which starts for grade 7s and 12. We are aware that the impact of the virus also, or the lockdown on families and societies in general, has really created unprecedented pressure and anxiety, and therefore we've put plans in place to make sure that we can provide social, mental, psychological and emotional support. We're working close with the Department of Health and the Department of Social Development. In addition to this, the basic education sector, using its own psychologists and social workers who had prior training on counseling, will also come on board to assist us. On the state of readiness. Yesterday, I met with the Council of Education MECs, ministers, and we considered the latest reports on the state of readiness for the reopening of schools. And CM did note the progress that has been made so far, and also what has been received in schools. We did note that senior management teams have received materials required. And I must emphasize this, Chair, that the materials, those 2 sanitizers, were sent for SMT, they're not for school. So people are saying 2 bottles of sanitizers for the entire schools. Those were sent for managers who were expected in schools, because we can't, with all this vandalism, we can't send our stock far in advance because it will not be very safe. But as a sector, based on the reports that we received with the MECs, we are confident that the opening of schools across the province will happen as outlined in the plans that we have developed. The reports that we received were showing that preparations have been taking place and good progress has been made. All indications are that the preconditions for the reopening of schools are going to be met. And the delivery of all the essentials is being done, not necessarily to schools, but to safe places like warehouses. And that's what we're monitoring to say, has this province received its masks? Where are they? And when are they going to go to schools? So there is monitoring at that level. And we have received reports from provinces that orders have been placed and deliveries are beginning to happen. So the items that, amongst others, that we have ordered, which are beginning to arrive in schools, are your essentials like your sanitizers, your masks, your water and sanitation. And of course, schools will be cleaned, and most are being cleaned currently. And we also urge parents to work closely with the schools to ensure that learners with pre-existing illnesses are also assisted. Schools will work with parents to obtain the information which once again needs to be treated with the utmost care. And the matter which is paramount, we appeal, is cooperation in this regard. The other matter we had to address was around the provision of water. Again, we have profiled all the schools with the shortages of water or with very challenging supply of water. So we have entered into an implementation protocol with the Department of Water and Sanitation, and we are working together to ensure that no school goes without water. We will have what we call just-in-time delivery, so that even if we had not delivered today, but by the time we get to the school, with the countdown from next week, we will be able to say how many tanks and tankers have been deployed to schools.
For more, go to ewn.co.za.